Hello, y'all. I'm Walt Cross, and today we're going to take a look at extracts, how to make extracts. But first, let's take a look at what are extracts and what extracts come from. Well, extracts come from herbs, and you can use herbs different ways. Let's say we've got a bulk herb here. We've got nettle leaf, and you can either take this herb and make a tea out of it, or you can take and put it in capsules, or you can go and you can make fomentations that you're doing fomentations on the body. And then you can take that, and that will last probably about 6 months to a year. And you grow your herbs, and you can leave it in your container like this. But you've got to make your tea, or you can take your capsules. But let's say you want it to where it lasts longer or a little easier to transport, because let's say you're on a vacation, it's a little hard to make your tea, or if you're at work, it's a little hard to make tea. So we'll then make an extract, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Is you can make a super concentrated form to where you just take 1 or 2 mLs. But then there's another way you can do it, and we won't talk about this today, but it's another way that we use herbs, and that is essential oils. And essential oils are the same thing, it's just super concentrated. So let's say this is peppermint tea, and I wanted to make a tea out of it versus 1 drop of peppermint essential oil. If you have a good quality peppermint essential oil, 1 drop, you would have to drink 28 cups. 28 cups, which a cup is a fourth of a liter. You'd have to drink 28 cups to get the same medicinal benefit of just 1 drop of the essential oil. But today we're going to look at how to make extracts, which is this guy right here. And we're going to use nettle extract. And nettle is amazing. And it grows, I know, all over the United States. It's considered probably the most nutritious of the herbs in North America. We use nettle for allergies. It's extremely good for the adrenals. Men have found if they will take nettle for about 6 months to 9 months, a lot of times their hair will go back to the normal color. But nettle is just very, very nutritious. It's also a great source of calcium. So how do we make an extract? Well, the easy way to make an extract is you just get a mason jar or a canning jar, and I'll take my herb, and I'll put my herb in here, and you want to be careful. Don't do what I did the first time and fill the jar totally full, because when you do that, you don't have room to put your extract material. So I'll put the herb in here. I'm going to fill it about half full, and that way I can still have some movement, maybe just a little bit more, maybe 60% full. And then I'm going to put a vegetable glycerin. Now, there's a difference between an extract and a tincture. An extract uses vegetable glycerin. A tincture uses alcohol, and I'd rather use a vegetable glycerin instead of using an alcohol. So we're going to take and make up some glycerin to pour on here. And what you need is a vegetable glycerin and distilled water. We're going to use distilled water and vegetable glycerin. So I'm going to put in here, I'm going to make, to make it simple for today, I'm going to put in 1 cup distilled water. And then I'm going to put, let's move it over to here. And then I'm going to put in 2 cups. Actually, this is a pint, so that is 2 cups. We'll come back on over here then. 2 cups of a of vegetable glycerin. You want to make sure that you're not less than that 2-to-1 ratio of the glycerin, because you don't want any pathogen growth. So I'm going to put this whole bottle in here, which is 2 cups. The vegetable glycerin is the product that preserves, also can help that your plant material is coming into. Then you want to stir it up. You want to make sure you stir it well. And then you can I'll just pour it in. I like using wide mouth jars instead of a small mouth jar. It's just easier to get your plant material out. Then what you do is you will put it in here. And I want my glycerin to be above my plant material, or at least it's soaking well. You can see it in the bottom where we have some space there, so we're in good shape there. Now your plant material will soak up the glycerin, so you want to be sure and always have a little extra. And as that plant material soaks it up, it's kind of like when you go and cook beans and you soak them overnight. If you don't have enough water, it's going to soak that water into the beans, and your beans will show, and the water will drop below. And so all you do is you just keep adding more glycerin. Now you can see here in the bottom that I've got about 1 inch, and that's what I want. Now as it soaks, you'll check it, later today, maybe tomorrow, and you'll finish adding that extra glycerin so that you have about 1 extra inch. And the reason for that is you want to have good ability to shake it. Well, then what you'll do is you'll take a little piece of paper, you'll write the product on here, you'll write, this is nettle, and you'll put today's date. So you remember what your product is, and you remember the date that you started. All you have to do to make the extract is it's going to take 30 days. And what you do is you shake it and set it into a kitchen cabinet and just close it. Tonight, you'll go and get it out and shake it again. And what I do, make sure it's good and tight, I'll put it upside down in the kitchen cabinet. Tomorrow morning, I get it out and I shake it, and I'll set it back up in there. And I do that twice a day. And morning, shake it, evening, and I go upside down. That way I keep moving it around each day, and it takes 30 days. Then what you do is you take like a kitchen strainer, and you can strain that out. And if you have plant material left, you can put it in like a milk bag or something and squeeze it out. Or this is an herb press. You can take this and put it in. You can actually just pour it into here, and you turn this down. And it will squeeze the liquid out of here, and the plant material will stay inside. You don't have to have one of these, but they work really well. We also use it for if we make, say, almond milk. And so you just squeeze it down, until you get it down there, and you squeeze it more, squeeze it more, then wait a little while, then squeeze it some more, and you'll get plumb to the bottom, and you'll squeeze all of your liquid out, and you just have your extract out here, and then you have your plant material here. But you don't have to have the press. You can take, like I said, you can take uh, uh, what I'll do is I'll usually just, I use this, but also I pour it through the kitchen strainer, and then you can take like a piece of plastic bag, clip the end off of it, put your material in that plastic bag, and squeeze it like you're milking a cow, or you're squeezing the little bag that a baker uses when he's doing a cake. You squeeze it and squeeze it and get as much of that extract out of the plant material. Then you can throw the plant material away, and you've got what's left. That liquid is your extract. What if you want double strength extract? Double strength extract, what you do is you've got your liquid that's left, and then you'll go and you'll put that in then first into another mason jar. And then I'll add, this one I do just the opposite. I will add the plant material in there afterwards, making sure that I don't get too much plant material, because I can't add any more of the glycerin water because I'm just using the extract. You add that in there and keep stirring it in there. Make sure you've got a little wetter than what you want. As the herb keeps soaking it up, then you still want that 1 inch. Then what you do in that next jar is you shake it up, and you do the same thing we did with this jar twice a day for another month. When you're finished, you do the same thing, put it back in here, or run it through a kitchen strainer, and then squeeze it back out, and you have double strength extract. Well, what if you want to make it faster? Let's say you're making elderberry, and it's wintertime, and you want elderberry syrup, and you don't want to have to wait 30 days or 60 days. Here's what you do. This is the container for my crock pot. My crock pot's a triple crock pot, so I didn't bring the whole thing. But you take a crock pot. You want to make sure it's one that you can turn very low. You put about an inch and a half of water in there, and you put your container in there, and you turn it on low. You don't want it to scald, and it can burn your extract. And so what you'll do is you put it in your crock pot, and you shake it, put it in there, and you'll shake it 2-3 times a day. Monitor your water, because if water runs out, then it'll burn your oil. So you don't want to let your water run out. And then what you'll do is after 3 days, you're done. So you don't have to spend the full 30 days, just 3 days in the crock pot, you've got your extract. If you want your double strength, in 6 days, you're totally done instead of 60 days. And y'all, that's it. That's all you have to do for an extract. It's a whole lot cheaper than going and buying it this way from the store. And it's very, very effective. Like nettle, you might use, say, 2 mLs. If you're wanting to be very aggressive, you'll use like 2 mLs 3 times a day. But we use extracts a lot. A lot of your good herbalists will use an extract instead of, say, a tea. But teas are still good, but I like extracts. They work very, very well. Y'all, that's it. Again, there's different ways of doing your herbs. You can have your bulk herb like this, where you can make your tea or your capsules. You can make your extracts like we did today, or you can go and get an essential oil. An essential oil is just distilled or pressed. The same thing. It's just like, this peppermint here. It's just 28 times stronger for just 1 drop versus a cup of nettle tea. Well, y'all, I hope that helps y'all in making an extract. Extracts are tremendous. Herbs are as an extract, whether you're using hawthorn berry for cardiac issues, or you're using corn silk for kidney issues, or you're making milk thistle for liver issues. Dandelion, if you're wanting a dandelion root, is good for the liver or kidney issues. Dandelion leaf extract is excellent for, say, congestive heart failure, and you're having pulmonary edema, or you have edema in your legs, in your feet, and your legs. We use the dandelion. And so God has given us these herbs that we can use. And it's kind of like putting up food. You ever put up food where you go and you put up your applesauce, or you put up your your sweet corn or whatever food that you have. You put it up for the winter. Well, when you make an extract, you're actually putting up your herbs that you can use it when you don't have access, just like when you don't have access to your tomatoes and you canned your tomatoes so you can have tomato soup. It's really simple. Well, y'all, I hope you've learned something today. Y'all have a great day.